What you are about to see is an example of the phrase, for better, for worse, until death do us part, and total commitment. This is the life of Mike, a quadriplegic, and his full-time caregiver, Wanda, his wife of 43 years. The story of how one family coped with this kind of life for almost 2 decades. The story begins on March 18, 1995. As Mike was driving home from work, he swerved to miss a deer on the road and ended up slamming into a tree. He would lay unconscious for 4 hours before he was found and taken to a hospital. The impact broke many facial bones and his neck was broken, severing the spinal cord. He spent 6 weeks in Enloe Hospital, trauma unit, 2 weeks of intensive care, then transported to Craig Hospital in Denver for 6 months of therapy and rehabilitation. By his side during this time, Wanda was learning to care for him should he ever be able to go home. That day finally came in September. Mike would be confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Once home, the family rallied around, determined to see that Mike would have a full life in spite of his handicap. Even the grandkids did their part. Mike and Wanda's day begins about 7 a.m. with the first of several breathing treatments, while Wanda changes dressings. Then the tedious chore of getting dressed begins. Having no muscle control below his shoulders, he cannot help. To give you an idea of what this is like for Wanda, try pushing a piece of string through a straw. Getting dressed each day for us is without much thought. We just do it. Mike and Wanda have set goals from day one, always having something to work for, like mastering his wheelchair controls or going to Disneyland. Then the shoes go on and a quick shave. Now his trach tube can be removed and thoroughly cleaned, sterilized, and reinserted. After connecting the oxygen tube, Mike is ready for his second breathing treatment.
Hi, my name is Jerry Clark. I'm Mike Clark's son. My father was in an accident about 19 years ago. It may sound pretty funny to most people, but his accident was actually the best thing that ever happened. My father was a heavy smoker and had emphysema really bad. So his accident, in my opinion, helped prolong his life. His accident actually gave me a chance to get to know him again. As far as the last 19 years, after the first couple years, I left my job for a little while to help take care of him full time, which was quite a chore. So after that, I just help on weekends or here and there. Taking care of my father is a full-time job for several people, not just one. We bathe him, clean him, take care of his medical condition.
Today, their son Jerry arrives about 8 a.m. to help get Mike out of bed and into his wheelchair. This alone is quite a challenge physically and requires 2 people working together. Once in the chair, the leg and foot rests are put into place and adjusted. It is also necessary to smooth any wrinkles under Mike to prevent pressure sores. Then rising to an upright position, he is ready to go. Now, after 2.5 hours, Mike is on his way to the breakfast table for a great meal prepared by Wanda, a real multitask master. And we can see that Mike has indeed mastered his wheelchair controls. After breakfast, it's off to the computer room. Mike operates his system using a 4-button trackball. He reads several newspapers from around the country, including the Wenatchee World, to see what is going on in his sister Donna's part of the world. Voice recognition software comes into play also when Mike moves to playing some games. He loves word and logic games and plays many with online opponents.
Delta Oscar Lima Echo, Papa Oscar Lima, Lima Oscar Papa, Oscar Delta Echo.
Each one of these are that we use per day. I usually do them 2 weeks up at a time. Takes me about 30 minutes. We have 7 o'clock, 9 o'clocks, 1 o'clocks, 3 o'clocks, 5 o'clocks, 9 o'clocks, and 10 o'clocks. The most important things is we have to give him blood pressure pills to raise his blood pressure. This is where we keep his breathing machines. He takes 6 breathing treatments a day, 7, 11, 3, and 7 or 8 when he goes to bed. If he needs them, if he's having a hard time breathing and stuff, we always fill in. This one here is steroids, and he takes it twice a day. It goes right over his trach, so it's different from the other ones. But basically, that's it. We have 2 tanks of oxygen here that we hook him up to at night, and then we have 2 tanks out in the garage that we fill his portable oxygen tanks. And then the bed. We have the bed. Without this bed, he probably would have all kinds of bed sores and stuff. But this bed keeps him rotating. One side goes down and the other side comes up. And it keeps him rotated like that. Okay, every night at bedtime, or when he's in bed, I push my bed right up to his bed. And I'm with him 24 hours a day. If I do go outside, I have a baby monitor or something that, or a TV monitor that I can hear or see him. So he's not really out of my sight. Sometimes he likes a little freedom, and if he's feeling good, I try to give him a little breathing space. But other than that, I'm with him all the time.
Birthdays, holidays, and out-of-town relatives are all good reasons for a family get-together and a nice dinner. Wanda enjoys cooking, and Mike loves having all the little ones around. Wanda mentioned earlier, by using a baby monitor, she can keep a patio and her really nice rose garden. On a nice warm evening, a patio is great for barbecuing and just relaxing.
I'm Brian Payne. I'm Michael Clark's grandson, and I was born about a year before his accident. My grandfather's one of the strongest people I know. My grandfather means the world to me. My dad left when I was about 6, and so my grandfather has always been my father figure in my life. He was always there when I needed to talk to someone, and he's always...
Mike is able to leave the house from time to time thanks to a van modified to lift and anchor a wheelchair. It is a real trick to hit the lift correctly, but he makes it look easy. Once in place, Wanda can tie down the chair, and they're ready to go. Several outings were to see grandchildren graduate high school. Completing high school is very important to Mike. One very special day was his daughter Della's wedding. Mike took her down the aisle and gave her to Tony, then had the first dance. It was a very happy and exciting day for all.
I'm Nick Payne, Mike Clark's grandson, and I never knew him before the car accident, so I didn't know what he was like. I think it's been the best experience that he's been like this, because it's made the family closer, and we just love that he's getting stronger each day, and it's been an honor for me to help take care of him, and I just want to say I love you, Grandpa.
Two of his favorite trips were to Universal Studios, where he met many cartoon characters, including Betty Boop. Then on to Disneyland and more of these characters like Goofy. A trip to see his sisters in Wenatchee, Washington was a long 700 miles, but here were family members he had met only for the first time.
So I think that it has definitely it has changed our outlooks on how we, at least I know for me, on how I look at things and how I take things for granted, and I try to not stress over things out of my control and try to think that things could always be worse. And I'm glad that what they are. Like I said, it's exhausting work, but it's definitely brought us closer together as a family. And I'm glad I was a part of it, and I'm glad I was able to help.
Arriving home after a long day, Mike maneuvers onto the lift. Being careful not to go too far. Once on the lift, he can be lowered to ground level. With just enough light to see the sidewalk, Mike starts for the front door. Once in the bedroom, they can start the long procedure of getting ready and into bed. Tonight, their son-in-law Tony comes to help care for and get Mike into bed. First, the leg rests are removed and set aside. Then the oxygen and trach tubes are removed and the armrest is moved out of the way, as is the safety belt. Removing Mike's clothes is much easier than putting them on.
I got a package with two tri-tips. Just throw those on and be a piece of cake.
Now ready to go from chair to bed, moving Mike takes two people again, but this time using a little different method. Over time, Wanda has learned to put clothes on as others come off, saving time and effort. One last trek procedure and then finish changing to bedtime clothes. Now all tucked in and ready to watch some television. But first, one more breathing treatment.
Yes, my name is Tony Carell, and I'm married to Della, the daughter, son-in-law. And my place in this family is just kind of being there when needed and taking up slack and just helping out when I can. I don't know. It's just a really hard situation, and everybody really pitches in. It's a special family, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
Late in 2012, Mike's health began to fail, and he was in the hospital several times during 2013. Mike and Wanda have always set goals. One, to see their daughter Della graduate and pass the state boards to become an RN. Another was to visit the Sacramento Zoo one more time with family. Both these goals were completed in 2013.
Thank you, everyone, for your prayers.
I'm Della. I'm the second oldest child. This has affected my life in positive and negative ways, obviously. Mostly it's just motivated me to be a better person. I watch my dad struggles, and there's no way you can feel sorry for yourself when you come watch him struggle. I love my dad so much. Everything he's been through has taught me so many things, and he's made my life so much better. And I used to feel sorry for myself a lot, and now I can't do that anymore. Every time I have a problem, you can just talk to him about it, and he teaches you that you're not supposed to worry about the things you don't have, that you focus every single day on the things you have. And he has just changed so many lives. People that don't even know him know his story and understand what he's trying to teach us all through his suffering. And I just think he's amazing.
What it all means to me, I guess, is the fact that I actually feel like I'm pretty lucky. Having a chance to take care of my father was actually probably the best thing I've ever had a chance to do. Like I said, I got to know him again. It was the best way that I could show him that I love him. And I just appreciate it all the time I have.
Hi, I'm Donna, Mike's sister, oldest sister, that is. We were really apprehensive the first time we were going to go down and visit Mike. We just didn't know what to expect. However, he came out in his wheelchair, and he greeted us with a big smile on his face, and he said, "Hello, Donna." And I knew everything was going to be all right and we would have a good visit, and we sure did. Their house is such a busy place. They got their kids coming and going and their grandchildren coming and going. The telephone ringing, the television's on, even the dog was vying for attention. But Mike just sat serenely through it. He was so comfortable to be around, and he was knowledgeable about everything, and everyone came and asked his opinion about something. He was so obviously loved, and I am so thankful to that family for giving him the life that they did.
I'm Les Richardson, married to Mike's sister Donna. It's a privilege to be a part of this amazing family. For almost 19 years, Wanda, with the help of her children, have cared for all of Mike's physical needs. They made sure he attended all the important events, such as school activities, graduations, weddings, concerts, theme parks, and even a long, long 700-mile trip to Washington State to see relatives. Their deep love and devotion to Mike is an inspiration to all who know of their story. Even though life dealt Mike a savage blow, he was blessed with a terrific family and many, many friends. Mike passed away November 17, 2013. He will be missed dearly by all whose life he touched.
When the time comes and I get to see Mike again, and he greets me with that big smile on his face, and he says, "Hello, Donna," I just know that everything's going to be all right.